Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back. If you are new here, what up? Okay, so we're going to be talking about the new Eclipse Legendaries that are coming out in the first wave. We have a hunter and a sorcerer to talk about, and I will be making a video on the mythics as well. So if you want to see that, it's in another video. But I am so excited for the Legendaries, and that is something that I never thought that I would say, but I am actually more excited for the Legendaries this season than I am for the mythics. That's a little weird for me, but, you know, it is what it is. So the first one we're going to talk about is Zelnath. He is a dark hunter. He reminds me so much of Garchomp, if you watch Pokemon or are into Pokemon. But he reminds me of like an emo version of Garchomp. And so it kind of makes me want to get him just to name him like Sad Garchomp or something like that. Anyway, on to his spells. We have Void Touch, which is a passive spell. This means that it is not an active spell. You don't have to tap it or touch it. It automatically does what it does. So it is a breath debuff spell. So it's kind of like what Pathox had, where when you hit the towers, they just debuff for 30% increased damage. So when your breath attack hits the towers, it debuffs them for 30%. You do 30% more damage. I don't know. You just hurt them more, okay? The next spell we have is Star Eater. It is another passive spell. Destroying a tower gives you access to the Empty Void, which is another spell. So you destroy a tower to get the Empty Void spell. What the Empty Void spell is a white 1 rage cloak. It is a 2.5 second cloak. It slows the dragon down, and when it uncloaks, it does 16% HP as damage. Hunters don't really have a lot of HP, so if you want to get more damage out of that, put some HP runes on it. But in all honesty, I would probably put ammo runes on this guy, and definitely rage, because it looks like he's going to need a lot of it. Now, in that cloak, you can also use ammo, spells, and consumables. Consumables are add-on spells. So if you added like a healing, regenerate spell, something like that, you can use that inside of the cloak. You can also shoot towers inside of the cloak and use the spell kit spells. So you could throw like a Slayer's Mark on a tower. You could use the Siphon Strike. Anyway, we're going to get into those in just a second. So it's a cloak you can shoot and do things from. It damages the towers when it uncloaks, and it slows you down a little bit. It sounds like a pretty cool spell, similar to Pathox spell, only instead of just being able to throw that one spell, you can do like whatever you want. Like you have unlimited abilities in this cloak. You can just do whatever and not get hit. The next spell we have is Slayer's Mark. This is kind of like Hunter's Mark. You mark a tower. When you destroy it, you gain 20% HP and 1 rage. I believe it is a free mark spell. So mark all the things. And then the last spell that he has is Siphon Strike, which we've seen on a lot of hunters, even some sorcerers. It is like a Death Gaze, but it does cap out, so you can't like hit 8,000 tiers above you. Coolisid also had this spell, but it does 20%. You gain 20% HP from using it. It's like a Death Gaze type spell. You can get a decent amount of towers with it. It is a little bit bigger than like a Death Gaze AoE. I would say that you could definitely get 2 to 3 towers with it. So that is his spell kit. I think it's going to be a really cool concept of destroying towers to get that Empty Void spell, and then marking the towers and using all of your spells in the void to avoid taking damage. I think it's going to be kind of cool. I think it's going to be kind of complicated, but we're going to see. I think he definitely has potential. I think he'll be a cool hunter for a lot of people to fly and enjoy, especially if you didn't get Calivore and you have some dark gear laying around and some good ammo and rage runes. I think he'd be a pretty good option. He isn't discounted, so he is a full 37k line, but I think he's a decent little dragon. But we will see when I fly him if my opinion changes. So the next dragon that we have, I cannot pronounce her name. I have been told it is Taloriac? Taloriac? I don't know. I'm just going to call her T, or Icy Girl. So, Icy Girl has a bunch of cool spells. Personally, I am the most excited about this sorcerer. I don't know why, but I just am. So I'm definitely going to get her. She is discounted 50% off, and I am more than excited for her. Anyway, spell kit. Supernova, 1 Rage, red spell. In the past, we've seen Nova, which was just a one-time use, massive AoE that heals you. But Supernova, you can cast multiple times. It does 15% of the HP as damage. You are invincible for 3 seconds. You gain 3 rage, and you gain 20% health from using the spell. So that's a lot going on in one spell. 15% HP damage isn't a whole lot for sorcerers. They don't really have that much HP. But if you throw some good HP runes on this thing, I think that you could do a lot more damage. And you gain 2 rage from using it because it's a 1 rage spell, and you're getting 3, so you're netting 2 rage. So I think it'll be a really good spell to use like right at the end of an island, or between islands even, just to get your like health and rage back. I think it's a really nice spell. So the next spell we have is Icy Fracture. It is 1 rage. I do know that this one has a 6-second cooldown. It does 2,500 attack power as damage to a target area, and you gain 2 rage from that as well. So you get 2 rage, you do a ton of damage to a small area. I don't think it's like a 5-island wipe. I think it's more like 2 to 3 towers, but I'm excited for it. Okay, and then the next spell we have seen on, what was that? One of the hunters. Took two. We saw Cold Snap. It damages towers in a target area for 14% of the HP, and it freezes them for 5 seconds. So this would be a really good spell to throw at problem towers like howitzers, pylons, anything that you find hurts you the most when you're flying is what you're going to want to use Cold Snap on, just to keep it frozen so it can't damage you. And it does do a decent amount of damage, and it is only 1 rage. So you can throw that thing, freeze it, and forget about it for 5 whole seconds. And then the last spell is Celestial Justice. It is 2 rage. You gain 180% increased breath damage for 4 seconds, and it freezes the towers when they're hit. So if you flew Gunner, it's kind of similar where as you're hitting the towers, they're freezing. This is really good in my opinion, especially if you combine this with auto battle, so you can use Celestial Justice just to freeze things while you're throwing your other spells around. The spells are a little bit costly, just like to use the whole spell kit is 5 rage, which is fine because there are 2 spells that give you rage back, and if you put rage and HP runes on this thing, I think it's going to be so interesting to fly, and I am so excited for her because I have Mythic Ice gear. It's not like fully upgraded, but I'm so excited, y'all. I think I'm becoming like a sorcerer addict. This is bad. Everyone's going to hate me because everyone just like hypes up hunters. But I am excited for the hunter too, so please don't hate me. But I am so excited for this sorcerer, and I hope that you guys are too. I think Zelnath looks great. I think Icy Girl, because I can't say her name, looks great. But let me know what you guys think. In my opinion, I am more excited over these guys than the Mythics. That's just how I'm feeling at the moment. I will get them to test on the first 2 weeks of the season, so maybe my opinions will change. But at the current moment, I'm so excited for them, and I hope that you guys are too. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments. I do have a Discord server now if you would like to join. We have lots of bots, lots of roles, all kind of fun stuff going on. I'm trying to build it up a little bit, but I think that's all I got. Watch the Mythic video if you want to see my opinion on them, and come back in a week or 2 and see what I think about the dragons after flying them. I will stream them a few times while I have them, just so you can see them live in action. I know it's hard to judge a dragon from just seeing the best flights, I guess. But that is also what people want to see. So let me know what you want to see. Thank you for watching my videos. Okay, I'm going to go now. Bye!